been spotted together several times recently, but they seemingly made it official.
You might want to brace yourself for this one. Teyana Taylor has finally broken her silence, and what she revealed about Aaron Pierre goes far beyond a simple breakup. This was betrayal, deep and deliberate. For months, the signs were everywhere if you knew where to look: deleted posts, forced smiles, cryptic whispers, and an almost tangible tension lurking at awards season events. Something wasn't right, and now Teyana has confirmed it. This wasn't just two stars drifting apart. It was a methodical collapse, a quiet disintegration that Hollywood worked overtime to bury. The internet asked the same question on repeat. Why would Teyana walk away from a man the industry was already elevating as its next golden boy? Was it jealousy, pressure, or someone silently threading their way into the picture? Then, almost out of nowhere, a name began circulating. Kelvin Harrison Jr. not screamed in headlines, but murmured in the corners of exclusive industry rooms, the kind of whisper that makes insiders shift uncomfortably and reconsider everything they thought they knew. Suddenly, the energy changed. The chatter stopped. The industry held its breath. This story didn't explode with a public confrontation. It started long before that, in subtle fractures no one paid attention to. Teyana didn't wake up one morning and decide to walk away. She arrived there after months of creeping doubt, sleepless nights, and the slow, horrifying realization that someone she loved was transforming into a stranger. To the world, Aaron looked grounded, charming, devoted. Behind closed doors, the truth was far darker.
We're all gonna die. There's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I did not care for the Godfather.
The masks were falling. Aaron became distant, erratic, a man whose moods shifted like shadows. Arguments flared out of nowhere, only to end with Teyana apologizing for things she hadn't even done. Every time she demanded clarity, he turned it around, painting himself as the victim. Stress, pressure, Hollywood, always something external, but the real storm was unfolding behind closed doors. He was crafting a secret life, layer by layer. Texts to people she didn't know. Numbers saved under false names. Messages he refused to explain. His phone never left his side, and every question she asked met with anger, accusation, gaslighting. Friends noticed it too. This wasn't just secrecy, it was emotional disappearance. Then came the rumors. At first, they sounded impossible, even by Hollywood standards. But whispers never arise from nothing. Insiders began murmuring that Aaron was becoming dangerously close to several young male actors he'd worked with. Not professionally, not mentor-mentee, emotionally, in ways that made even his closest peers uneasy. Late-night rehearsals stretched into secret overnight conversations. Private meetings appeared on no schedule, defying explanation. Messages crossed lines that professionalism couldn't justify. When Teyana first heard the whispers, she chose trust. She wanted to believe, but doubt grew, impossible to ignore, as Aaron's actions began matching the rumors more than reality. Mentions of those names sparked defensiveness. One day he would over-explain. The next, shut the conversation down completely. Plans with Teyana evaporated without warning. Yet somehow, for emergencies, he was always there, always available. Outsiders noticed the pattern too: the dependency, the blurred boundaries, the affection masquerading as vulnerability. The breaking point came quietly, in the hum of a crowded party. A casual mention by one of Aaron's industry friends, a trip, innocent on the surface, suddenly reframed everything.
Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. What? Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Yeah, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Yeah, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Get it, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Go, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Say it again. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa.
Aaron had called it a business trip, but according to an insider, it was anything but business. A private getaway, no press, no cameras, just Aaron and one of the same actors under the guise of creative prep. Teyana didn't lash out. She didn't make a scene. But inside, something fractured. Not because he cheated in the obvious sense, but because she realized the man she shared her life with was emotionally invested in everyone except her. To the world, Aaron was soft, caring, expressive. But that gentleness barely touched Teyana. What she got instead was confusion, tension, and constant emotional exhaustion. He built intimacy with strangers while creating conflict with the woman who loved him. Around others, he seemed alive, vibrant, engaged, but at home, he was distant. Then the Kelvin Harrison Jr. situation erupted, and everything spiraled. This wasn't some newcomer chasing fame. Kelvin was established, celebrated, a fixture in awards season chatter. And suddenly, Aaron spoke of him as if he were untouchable. Every story, every anecdote, every praise somehow circled back to Kelvin. Each achievement was brilliant, every move inspired awe. Aaron defended him with a fervor that felt personal, almost protective, and the industry noticed immediately. Red carpets, backstage footage, award events, there was a tension between them that didn't look casual. Electric, charged, unspoken, impossible to ignore. When Teyana tried to bring it up, Aaron exploded. Jealousy, insecurity, misunderstanding. He accused her of seeing threats where none existed. But this wasn't insecurity, it was observation. She saw the subtle shifts, his tone softening, his posture changing, the speed with which he dropped everything if Kelvin needed him. She noticed the lengths he went for approval, how boundaries were crossed in ways he would never have allowed in reverse. This wasn't about attraction. It was about loyalty, honesty, respect, emotional limits, and Aaron broke them all. Teyana, on the surface, it looked like a perfect relationship. But behind closed doors, Teyana was living with a man who had emotionally checked out long before the world saw any cracks. The collapse didn't come with a bang, it arrived in a whisper. One night, a message appeared on Aaron's phone. Not graphic, not scandalous, but intimate. Too intimate. The kind of message that exposes hidden connections, the ones deeper than anyone admits. In that instant, every doubt she'd buried slammed into reality. This wasn't a partnership anymore. She was carrying all the emotional weight while Aaron explored bonds he would never acknowledge aloud. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She didn't confront him. She just stared at the screen, understanding that she couldn't fix something that was never hers to mend. When Aaron entered the room, he didn't flinch. No guilt, no hesitation, no recognition of what had shifted. That calm, his comfort inside the lie, told her everything. She stayed silent, not from weakness, but from strategy. Meanwhile, the world still believed they were flawless. Red carpets, smiles, awards, Instagram posts. Everything painted a picture of perfection. But Teyana was living with a man whose real self was reserved for private industry circles that were quietly evolving into something more. She stayed longer than she should have, clinging to hope that something might change. But instead, Aaron drifted further into the orbit of people who stroked his ego and validated his insecurities. With Kelvin, the connection stopped being subtle. Inside jokes she wasn't part of, gazes that lingered too long. And from that moment, the cracks widened irreparably. Nothing felt the same. Aaron grew more guarded, more secretive, disappearing for hours under the guise of creative work. Yet fans caught glimpses, shared moments, long embraces, quiet conversations, more intimate than professional, more telling than any public post. And, as always, the internet noticed. The internet dissected every detail. Clips, timestamps, matching outfits, eerily similar captions, subtle energy that fans could feel but not name. What had started as hushed whispers turned into full-blown conversations, and through it all, Teyana realized she was losing control over the story, over her piece. What cut the deepest wasn't the gossip or speculation. It was that she had already been living the truth in silence. Carrying betrayal on her shoulders, protecting someone who never fully protected her, she finally understood. Staying quiet wasn't strength. It was self-destruction. This story wasn't about scandal. It wasn't about sex or tabloid fodder. It was about emotional truth. Teyana had given loyalty in a relationship where loyalty became one-sided. She provided stability while Aaron chased validation elsewhere. And eventually, love costs too much when you're the only one paying the price. Walking away wasn't easy, but it was necessary. When she finally spoke, it wasn't to ruin him, it was to reclaim herself. She told her story not to shatter Aaron's image, but to stop defending a version of love that was quietly destroying her. And that's why it hit so hard. Beneath the glittering Hollywood gloss, the red carpets, the perfect Instagram frames, the lesson was clear. Emotional betrayal doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it's calm, familiar, comfortable, and by the time you notice, you're already standing on the sidelines of your own life. Teyana Taylor didn't lose a relationship. She escaped one that had already abandoned her. Her silence wasn't weakness. Her exit wasn't rash. And her truth wasn't drama. It was survival. Hollywood may move on, but this story lingers because it's painfully real. The deepest betrayals aren't always about cheating. They're about choosing everyone else over the person who was supposed to stand beside you. So, what do you think? Can emotional betrayal hurt as deeply as physical cheating? Did Teyana make the right choice by finally speaking out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this breakdown resonated, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dive stories, and share this with someone who needs to hear it.